again, make sure your radio is on. And we're going to go ahead and give it a pull. See if we can do this without pulling it off my stand or dropping it on the floor. And again, we're only going to pull it up, only 6 to 8 inches. You don't need to pull a bunch. But it sounded pretty cold, and you heard some thump, thump, thump. It didn't pop. Okay, did you hear that pop? It's just like it's tried to start. That's exactly what we want. Okay, at this point, once you hear the pop, you're going to turn your choke to the off position, which is going to be horizontal. At this point, we're going to go ahead and pull the cord, and it should start within 1 to 3 pulls. Started right up, didn't it? Pretty impressive. I'm going to go ahead and start it back up to show you a few things. You could hear that the idle was a little bit high, which is okay. As the engine warms up, sometimes the idle will drop significantly, sometimes it won't. Just depends on your operating temperatures at the time that you start it. We're going to go ahead and take a look too. And you'll notice that the wheels were not moving. If you start it up and the wheels start moving, that means that your idle is set too high. And what we're going to do at that point, if it is you're going to take a look at the idle screw, which is located right here. And you're going to go ahead and back that off until your idle quits your wheels from turning. So you just don't want your wheels to turn when it's at idle. And we're going to come back and revisit the carburetor settings before we drive it to make sure that the idle is proper and whatnot. What I'm going to do at this point is, again, controversial. Some people say, start it, run it like you stole it. Not for me. Other people do what they call heat cycling, and that's where they start it up, let it get up to full temperature, they shut it off, let it cool down until it's ambient, they start it back up, and they do that 4 or 5 times. Some people will tell you to just go out and drive figure eights in the parking lot for an hour, varying your speed up and down, which I subscribe a little bit more to that philosophy. Because you don't want to just let it sit there and idle for that long of a time. What I like to do, I start it up. I like to do a combination of the several different theories. I like to start it up, let it get up to temperature, shut it off, let it cool down for about 30 minutes until it's ambient, start it back up, let it idle for another 5 or 10 minutes to get up to full temperature, and I'm going to drive it around the parking lot. And not on a track or not out in a dirt field with lots of hills. I'm going to drive it on a flat surface. I'm going to do some figure eights. I'm going to play with the alignment of the front end, make sure that it's going straight, adjust my trims. I'm going to do all that, and I'm going to burn through the first tank, just varying the speed. I may get up to full throttle for a half a second 4 or 5 times. But I'm going to vary the speed, I'm going to stop, let it sit for a minute or two, I'm going to drive it mildly for another 5 or 10 minutes, I'm going to pick up the speed a little bit. We're just going to vary our driving habits so that the engine can break in at different speeds. Okay, we're going to go ahead and run the first tank while doing that. The second tank, generally I'm going to go out and drive it. I'm not going to let it sit in idle, I'm not going to wrap the thing out and do high-speed runs, but I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive with my driving on the second tank. The third tank, I'm going to drive it like I stole it. At that point, it's pretty much everything's going to be set. I'm going to we're still set at factory, so we're not pushing the motor on performance. We're not leaning it out to get every ounce of energy out of it. I'm going to go drive the truck and learn how to drive the truck on my third tank. Bring it out to the track, play around, bring it out, go bashing with it, and just generally have fun for my third tank. Fourth tank, depending on what I'm doing, if it's feeling good and I'm having fun and it's running great, I'm just going to leave it. Okay? If I'm going out to the track and I feel I need a little bit of extra oomph to it, I'm going to go ahead and lean it out, maybe a 1/16 of a turn on the high-speed needle, and go from there. If you are having any idling troubles or it's dying out when you idle after an amount of time, check your manual, do a little bit of troubleshooting. It's probably your low-speed needle. Needs to be adjusted a little bit leaner because you're flooding it out as it's idling, or it may need to go it may need to go richer because you're starving it. But check your manual and go from there. A word of caution, don't try breaking it in and driving around without your body on there. Spend the time, put your body on. As you're out there, you're not used to the truck, you can roll it over. The first thing that's going to happen is you're going to start scratching everything up and breaking parts. So go ahead and put your body on while you're out there test driving it and breaking it in. So that right now is about all the words of wisdom that I have for you about getting the truck going. Once you've driven it for probably 3 tanks, going to be about the limit that I'm comfortable with, you're going to want to bring it back in and charge your battery. Battery does not last forever. Okay? That's the link between you and your radio, your car and your radio. So you need to make sure that that battery is fully charged. So I would say maybe 2 tanks, 3 tanks, if you're going to run them all at one time. If not, before you even think about starting this truck up, charge your battery if you're going out for a new day. I think it's probably one of the better pieces of advice I can give for the new people that are driving the trucks. So, seeing as how I'm all set to go here, I'm going to start breaking this puppy in. I might take a little bit of video for a future episode here of break-in, just kind of driving it around. But in the meanwhile, go have some fun with your new Losi. As I'm sitting here thinking about it, there are a few other things I might want to go over. How do we shut this thing off when it's running? If you guys are coming over from the nitro world, your first thought is probably to stick your finger over the exhaust pipe. Don't do it. You'll have a big round blister on your finger or your thumb. What you're going to want to do is reach down through the roll cage, and this red stop button is what you're going to want to hit. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Just press it and it shuts right off. When you're done driving it, you're always going to want to shut off the truck first. Reach down in through the roll cage, shut that puppy off, make sure that it's in the off position, and then shut your transmitter off. If you find yourself having some problems that the video just didn't cover, maybe you can't get it quite started or your linkage isn't working out quite properly, there's a great place to go. People are friendly, extremely knowledgeable, and they're going to help you very quickly try to resolve your problem without too much hassle. And that's hop on your computer and go to rclargescale.com. rclargescale.com. And it's a forum. You're going to find all my videos hosted there. You're going to find lots of product reviews there. You're going to find probably 20 of the more of the manufacturers of products for your large scale there. You're also going to find that Losi does have a representative that comes on the forum and helps answer questions too. So you can get factory direct help if in fact the answers aren't quite coming, or you need warranty answers, etc., etc. So again, one of the best places on the internet for all of your large-scale RCs is going to be rclargescale.com. So come on by and visit us.